And welcome back to Field 2. Kind of got caught out a little bit there. They started this game a little bit early. It's the Seattle Grizzlies against the Baltimore Dockers in this Division II matchup.
Hello, Adam. How are you doing today?
Good to see you, Seb. And just got to figure out what's going on here for a second. Just got to get caught up to speed. Seattle free kick. Kicked out wide. Blake McGrath moves it forward. Up the far side wing. Couldn't mark it, was Mason Pollock. Booted forward to the top of the 50 by the Dockers. Caught up in a contest. Crumbed down by number 9. Josh DeGrande now for Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle fishing the wind, going from left to right now, so it's going to take them a little bit of strength to go forward. They're moving the ball down the ground at this time, going to 15. Still a crumb. Difficulty to pick up the ball from the ground. Again, they're going against the wind, so they're trying to keep the ball very low, trying to keep the kick low, hand pass as much as they can.
Carl McGrove's in the contest.
See, the ball is sitting in the air, very hard to control.
Like the higher it goes up in the air, the more likely it is to be a pop-up. Handball back out to Zachary McKinney. Couldn't shoot one towards goal now.
And a kick.
It does come in. It's a goal for Seattle.
It's a very important goal because they're going against the wind, so they're picking up against Baltimore already right off the bat. So good on Seattle. Good crumb, good pickup from Zach McKinney.
So McKinney gets the opening goal of this contest. It's Seattle 1 straight 6. Baltimore yet to score about 3-4 minutes into this matchup on the Watch AFL scoreboard. The official international streaming partner of the AFL. Again, special thanks to Tasmania for sponsoring this weekend and the USAFL proper. And thanks to Gridiron Productions for providing the pictures on both fields this afternoon. What's been a great weekend of footy here in Lakewood Ranch in Bradenton and Sarasota, Florida.
Both teams are going at it very strong at this time, but again, Seattle doing a great job trying to keep the ball off the air by hand or low kick.
So they ball up just outside the Seattle 50. Seattle wins the ruck contest. It's still caught in congestion. Ryan Brubaker with a little pop-up kick. Seattle takes position, not 15 play on the call. Booted back in by Max Rennie inside 50. And a good intercept mark from Baltimore to thwart the danger there. Looking up the near side wing. Good lead, but just drops ahead of John O'Connor. And it'll roll over the line. No, it's saved by Mason Pollock. Play keep moving. It'll be a push in the back. Free kick goes the way of the Dockers. Plays on with the handball. Looking up the near side boundary, but it'll be straight out on the full.
Yeah, this is a challenge when you play with the wind. The ball tends to go left. Pretty hard to control along the boundaries.
It's a west-southwest wind, kind of light right now, I would say, but that's just in comparison to what we're going to get later with 20-mile-an-hour wind gust. Again, for those of you that are joining us that didn't watch last game, should be seeing this all weekend, and it might affect the grand finals later. Kick up the middle of the ground. Hurrying on it is Robert Munn, together with Brian Thornton of the Dockers. Thornton just punches it out to the outer wing. Footy left it stationary for a second. Dockers on it. Handball back to James Kaiser. Now they battle for it on the edge of 50. Little kick inside. Seattle picks it up. And we'll look to switch the play to the near side wing. Ball just a little bit ahead of the player, unable to field it cleanly. Close.
Yeah, Seattle trying to get it out of their pockets right now. Again, facing the wind. I see Baltimore Dockers have a lot of players up front. Again, playing the wind, trying to keep as many people in front of the ball as they can. It's a boundary throw.
Be a throw in just inside. Was Dockers 50. Punched down by Tom Mulvey. Still over at the boundary, John O'Connor. Just a hurried kick, and it will be a free kick going to the... No, excuse me, the umpire was pointing at something out. Mulvey win the tap. Straight to the Seattle Crummer, who kicks a long one against the wind inside the square. Great kick. Now a low dribbler to the edge of the Seattle's attacking 50. Number 53 is on it. Don't have his number, unfortunately. Dockers kick it back into the center square. Max Rennie on the ball.
Yeah,
will
53.
deliver it back inside the 50. And a good mark for Seattle.
Yeah, 53 is Austin Cox. He's from the family. He's listed as 54 here, so...
It's probably the worst name for me to forget. So it'll be Tyrell Dulps.
So this is ambitious. This is against the wind. It's a good 50 meters out. Let's see if he can put it up. And I'll have to try to keep it low.
To make it 2 for Seattle. Kick is on the way, and
That's
goal umpire. It's a goal.
It's a goal. Fantastic kick. Against the wind, try to keep it low. It was successful. Keep it straight.
Just inside that left post to make it 2 straight 12 for the Seattle Grizzlies. Baltimore Dockers yet to score about midway through this opening term on the Watch AFL scoreboard.
Yeah, this play started on the back line from Max Rennie all the way to the center. Again, keeping the ball low. Excellent play. Let's see if Baltimore can try to capitalize now.
And they'll have an entry trying to slide to take that mark. Was unsuccessful. It crumbs out to Ryan Brubaker, who delivers to the top of the 50. And good mark to track that down was James Lewis, who, kicking in the direction the wind is blowing, will have a chance to grab one goal back.
So this was just 2 kick. They made it to the center square. They got a chance now.
So a little bit of an angle here for Lewis. Kick is on the way, and it's a goal. So Baltimore nabs one back. It's 2 straight 12 the Grizzlies, 1 straight 6 the Dockers on the Watch AFL scoreboard.
So how's been your weekend so far? All good?
It's been it's been very interesting because I've only watched AFL footy on TV before. This is the first time I've seen a game in person.
Yeah.
And no better way to learn it than by being under the gun on the microphone, I'll tell you that for sure.
Yeah, you're doing an outstanding work. We appreciate your support.
It's definitely great to see footy here in the States. A really exciting game that I feel like if it wasn't on at 2 o'clock in the morning, would be a lot more popular across the country.
For sure.
Looking forward to see its continued growth. Especially thanks to the efforts of Mason Cox, putting the sport on the map for Americans. Now the first American-born and raised Premiership player in the AFL. Good mark in defense from Seattle.
There goes Sally all the way to the right here, taking the switch. The ball carrying it over. Again, difficulties with this wind. It's going to carry the ball to the right, and it's going to be a challenge for them to control that. They got to keep it low, just like they did in the first 10 minutes, trying to move the ball forward.
You're definitely going to have to be mindful of the weight that they're putting on the kick when going to this near side wing in front of the commentary area.
There you go, Max again. Oh!
Max Rennie.
Yep, that's a high.
He caught one high, and it'll be a Seattle free. And tripped. Umpire won't pay the 50.
It was good enough. While Sally is getting involved. Let's play footy, boys.
Rennie looks to the middle. Drop mark by James Conrick, one he probably should have taken. It'll be holding the ball. An advantage paid for the Dockers. Over to the pocket, Albert Kobe. Just a little bit too far ahead of him. It'll be a boundary throw. Good result for the Dockers, though.
Yep.
It'll be deep inside their 50.
Yeah, the Dockers are starting to take pace with the wind right now, keeping the ball inside the 50s of the Seattle Grizzlies. They moved quite a few players up now.
Throw-in is good. Mulvey just got a little tap to it. It goes back. Dockers control. just on the edge of 50, feigns the handball, kicks instead, just over the head of Nicholas Cisa. The Dockers kick it once again, this one straight down the middle, and we're knotted up at 12, two straight 12, all on the Watch AFL scoreboard.
Yeah, as we discussed, if you take advantage of the wind, taking those long kicks with the help of the wind is now, the Dockers figure it out now. They got a good pace, they got a good hold, they got back. I'm still worried about those 2 goals they took in the first 5-10 minutes. I think that's going to cost them, but let's see how much more they can put up.
Because it's not just what you do with the, I said this in an earlier game, it's not just what you do with the advantage, it's who can figure out how to best neutralize that
That's exactly right,
advantage. And Seattle with 2 goals kicking into the wind definitely helps their case. But the Dockers beginning to figure out the displacement of their kicks. And we're all knotted up at 12. Movie won the tap.
Ooh.
Straight to...
That's incorrect disposal. Play on advantage for the Dockers. Let's see if they can take advantage again. Penetration into the 50s.
Looking deep on the wing, just out of the reach.
And that's good. That's good for them. They keep the ball down there. They can move their players up now.
Should be coming up around 3/4 through this first term. Tap down straight to the crummer of the Baltimore Dockers. Ryan Brubaker on the ball once again.
And that's
holding the ball free, and Seattle will get the free kick.
Yep. Towards Sally, see if he can pick it up.
2-on-2 scrum, and almost a good clunk. Just unable to hold on to it long enough, and Moyers wrestled over the boundary line for a throw. Ball over the head of both rucks. Seattle will take possession off of it. It'll handball to Max Rennie, just up the wing, and ooh. Everyone seems to be okay as players crash in to the broadcasting equipment here on the side. Kicked away from the contest by number 11, another player we unfortunately don't have on our list.
Good
Jamie
mark.
Kaiser.
Good mark by Saleh, kicking up again against the wind.
And the wind will see that over the line, this time close to the Seattle 50. So a really tight contest here in the first term. Baltimore with possession off the tap. And the ball's magnetized towards that area of the boundary, and they'll have to do it over again. Throw in misses everybody. Ball still caught in congestion. Baltimore appealing for a high free. Umpire crosses his arms and he'll throw it up.
Yeah, this is actually a good result for Seattle. They're keeping it out of their 50. Again, playing against the wind. It's going to have a big importance, for second half as the wind picks up probably.
Good swim move there by Josh DeGrande. As we're having a few repeat stoppages here after some early scoring in this opening term. 2 straight 12, both sides. Scores are level. And still the umpire can't break this congestion. They'll try one more time. Popped up and down, finally handballs it out of the contest. Seattle runs on.
Zach McKinney picks up the ball and a great kick towards the square.
And that will
And
just
it's gonna
bounce
be an
and
out.
drift. Yep. That crosswind really affecting the ball in this game.
But it was a great effort by Zach McKinney. Again, trying to pick up the ball out of the congestions. We now have a throw-in right next to the post.
So to the center of the attacking 50. Ball spills out, and
Oh, it's a touch. He picked it up right off the line. Still out there next to the goal, trying to create some space. Dockers cannot get it out of the 50. Very, very strong tackle, very hard pressure in the Baltimore 50.
and it'll be a high contact free. Baltimore Dockers will get the free. So want to try to maybe push the pace of play, but the crosswind takes it out on the full. So still the ball will remain inside the Seattle attacking area.
Number 50
plays on. It'll curve towards the front. It'll curve towards the top of the 50 on half forward. And just kicking around the body was Mason Pollock. Just able to squeeze through for a behind. So Seattle takes the lead. It's 1 point in it. 2-1-13 the Grizzlies. 2 straight the Dockers. 2 straight 12 the Dockers on the Watch AFL scoreboard. Late in this first term. Playing on out of the square. Up the near side wing. Couldn't complete the mark was DeGrande. Still caught in congestion. Punched at by Zerwinski.
Zach McKinney trying to break tackles again, but here we go. Again, call from the umpires going against Seattle. Baltimore will get a chance to get the ball out of the way.
They're going to have to move it up quickly if they're going to want to score in their few minutes remaining with this wind advantage. Touched play on in the square.
Oh,
Max Reddy could have been taken low, but umpire will call play on. Still in dispute in the square. Tried to handball one out wide. It was blocked by McGrath. Pollock was caught up. Seattle takes the ball. Looks to the edge of 50. Trying to dive down to take the mark was Deletes. It just bounced and they'll converge around the footy. It'll be a ball up.
The wind has shifted a little bit. We now have more of a cross field wind. So it's just a challenge to keep the ball out of the way without shifting too much to the boundaries. Right now, it says Seattle has taken more advantage or adapted to it better than Baltimore.
It'll be a high contact coming up. It'll be a high contact against the Dockers. So Seattle with the free. Plays on. And delivers
Zach
to the
McKinney.
top.
Oh,
and
that's going to be...
Yep, that'll...
the umpire's going to pay the mark.
Yep,
He had possession. Yep.
Had it for long enough. A little chop of the arms, and Josh DeGrande will have the free. It's going to be a far kick from here against the wind, just on the edge of 50. The mark is.
And it's for Zach McKinney, actually, number 34.
It was 50 that had the ball originally. Zach McKinney will have the free. He's not going to go for the shot and will deliver to the top of the square. Able to get hands on it was Austin Cox, unable to complete the mark. Now the Dockers will try to go back the other way. They're going to have to go quick as the siren goes to end the first half of play. It's a 1 point lead for the Seattle Grizzlies. 2-1-13 plays 2 straight 12. The Dockers on the Watch AFL scoreboard.
Yeah, I think again this Seattle play against the wind. They took better advantage of it for the first 10-15 minutes. Dockers had a good spell for another 5-10, and now Seattle's back on top. I think this is actually advantage Seattle at this point. We'll see how the wind shift over the next 20-15 minutes and see how it goes.
And we'll be back with the second half of play in just about 5 minutes' time. This is the USAFL 2023 National Championships from Lakewood Ranch, Bradenton, and Sarasota, Florida. You know what I mean? Let me know when we're good. Okay, 3, 2. Welcome back to Field 2 for this Men's Division 2 matchup. Essentially, a preliminary final here on Field 2. Pat and Seb on the call. Winner of this game will go on to the Men's Division 2 Grand Final to face either the winner of the Sacramento Suns or DC Eagles, the two teams atop of Group A. We're underway here in this second half. Just a 1-point ball game. Now Seattle will be kicking with the advantage of the wind that is probably going to become a lot more neutral as it begins to become more of a crosswind than a backwind. And still that congestion footy that we saw earlier in the first half remains here into the second. And they'll ball it up inside the Dockers 50.
Yeah, Tom Mulvey is doing a fantastic job rocking at every part of the field, gaining most of the tap. Now Seattle's got to take advantage of that, and so far it's been congested.
And they're hugged up against the boundary line. Bradford tried to knock it loose, and it'll be a free kick going the way of the Dockers. So chance for the Dockers against the wind, hugged up against the boundary, might look to center this.
It's a free kick to Baltimore.
We'll see if he decides to have the shot. He will go the drop punt. I think this will die just short of the line, but touching it maybe. Let's see what the umpire says.
1 point.
Touched behind. Good effort by Josh DeGrande to make it 1 point. Now back to level scores. It's 2-1-13 both sides. It'll be a boundary throw on the near side wing. Two evenly matched teams who have won both their games thus far this weekend, playing for a spot in the Division II Grand Final in the evening later today.
The ball went out of bounds, so they're reaching out to get it. It's a slight delay here of play.
Not even the fence able to contain it. Not too much time is wasted though, as the ball is flung back into play. Dockers win the tap. Still caught in some congestion. Booted forward by Jake Moyer to the top of the 50.
Sally, a fantastic mark paid by the umpire. He dropped it the last second, but the umpire gave him the mark. Sally, again, great player from Sacramento Sun, Revolution, and now with Seattle Grizzlies.
A very tight contest there, evenly matched. No Seattle player.
Oh, great.
Able to come out with the advantage, still caught in the middle. Zachary McKinney kicked forward. Umpire's going to call high contact, and yeah, that will be brought back.
Actually, they're going to play the advantage since the ball still moved forward, so they're going to play where the ball was.
So it will be downfield. Blake McGrath delivers inside 50 to do a 2-on-2 scrum. Unable to take the mark was Tyrell Dultz, and it'll be taken over the line. Actually, it'll be high contact, and the Dockers will get the free. Yeah, Dockers will get the free.
And that's interesting to see the Dockers can get out of their 50s against the wind. See, here's a go, a whole ball, and you missed the mark, but we see this again and again. The ball sits in the air. They cannot get it very far.
Morrison out wide. And he said that crosswind really taking it over as Albert Kobe couldn't get hands to it. Went a little bit further than he was expecting, and it'll be another throw. Overrunning the ball was Mulvey. So now it's caught in the middle. Able to get the handball away. It's a push in the back.
And Seattle playing quickly, trying to get advantage of the win again, trying to get into the 50s.
Directing traffic was Matthew Zappa. He'll try to switch the play to the other wing, just on the edge of 50. It'll be a free kick the way of the Dockers. Another push in the back. Morrison forward. Finds a man at the edge of the square. Out further onto the wing. James Kaiser. Waiting for his men to move forward. Kick's going to die, take on a one-hop. Seattle takes possession of the football. So back into the square. Ball up for possession. David Bridges with a little handball away. It's now number 11 for the Dockers.
Ian Payne, yeah.
Yep.
Number 11 is Ian Payne. Baltimore,
in the arms of Kobe. Kobe delivers to the top of the square. It's going to have the journey, and the Dockers.
That's a great play from the Dockers. Scoring a point really almost against the game of play. Again, against the wind. It's pretty impressive what the club can do. They kept the ball very low, trying to go right to left, and got an opening from Colby.
So the Dockers hit the front. It's 3-1-19 against 2-1-13. The Seattle Grizzlies on the Watch AFL scoreboard. About 5 minutes into this half. 15 minutes to decide who moves on to the Division II Grand Final later this afternoon.
Max Rennie get the ball out of the square. Still running after the ball. Great athleticism. Got the ball out with a hand pass.
Zerwinski in the pocket, but the kick just off the outside of his boot, and it's out on the full. You're going to have to be very careful about kicking across the body when you're on this near side wing. So the Dockers to kick it in from deep inside their defensive 50. Umpire will blow this dead. It'll be a free kick for the Dockers. Now up to the middle of the ground inside the corridor. Missing the mark there. A lot of ground ball kicks in this contest. Little handball over the top. Taken down the tackle, dropping the ball. But still we play on, and it's over the line. It'll be a throw.
Yeah, neither team can really use the wind or adapt to the wind at this point. It's congested, ball sitting up in the air. Somebody's got to take control of that. This is a really tight game right now.
Mulvey won the tap, and
the umpire plays the advantage. Mulvey into the 50s.
Still can't pick up the ball. In rugby style scrum, it'll be high contact. And Dockers will get another free kick.
There's penalties are starting to hurt the Seattle Grizzlies. It's like the third or fourth call in a row against Seattle. They've really got to get control of that. The tackles.
Switch to the near side wing. Albert Kobe marks as a player on short. He's going to look to go long instead as he's directing traffic. Umpire's going to call play on in a second. He plays on. Kicks up into the middle. Spoiled out the back by Zappo. Couldn't take possession of that ground ball. And now they go to work again. Max Rennie trying to handball it away. He's able to run through it. Umpire calls my ball. Eight minutes into this second half. Punched forward by the Dockers, but there's going to be a call inside the ruck, and it will be a Dockers free kick.
Ian Payne got a kick into the 50s against the wind. Nice kick. Does he get a chance? Spoiled by Seattle and the boundary lines.
So a very tight contest here.
This could be interesting. We may be close to a tie options here. That might be a tie. If Seattle were to score one goal, could be a tie. Here, Saleh has possession to the 50. Long kick. See if they can take advantage of it.
He's able to get the kick away as he was tackled. It'll be a push in the back, and
there we go. This is interesting.
Come back for Seattle.
Zach McKinney get the ball. Seattle needs to push number here. There's nobody in front. It's going to be challenging. Dockers have like twice as many players back there.
Here comes the kick inside. The Docker player got a fist to it. Now taking it into the forward pocket. Punched at by Austin Cox. Taken down was...
Oh, it's a call against Seattle. It's going to be ball Baltimore Dockers. They're going to be able to get out of their way, of their 50s.
Holding the ball against Seattle. They play on up this near side, surrounded by Grizzlies, taken by DeGrande. They have to play on. DeGrande once again with the ball, looking for an option to the top of the square. Has a man on a lead, spoiled out by the Dockers, trying to crumb it and get possession in front of the goal. They're too congested, so the umpire will ball it up just in front of the Seattle attacking goal.
Oh no, it's a call against Seattle. Ball Baltimore, try to take it out of their 50s. Good ball by Colby in his 50s. Baltimore might start playing the clock now. They got the advantage. They just need to make sure that Seattle doesn't score, and Baltimore doesn't make a mistake. Still in their attacking 50s right now, trying to get the ball out of the way, taking their times.
So Kaiser kick it up the middle to a 3-on-1 pack. Seattle able to win possession. Zeppel, handball to the near side. DeGrande just close on the boundary, and James Conrick ran out of room. It'll be a boundary throw just in front of us. Toss back into play. Docker Ruck took it on the full, kicked it towards their 50. Seattle still takes possession, kick off the ground. Running onto it is McGrath. Still able to keep it inside. DeGrande.
Across the field, Zach McKinney. He has some room,
Good
some options. Great
good
kick.
vision, and the kick is good too. Tapped down by Deltz, and
It's going to be a boundary throw in the Baltimore Dockers 50s. How much time we have left, Adam?
so still just 11 and a half
Okay.
minutes gone in this second term. One straight kick in it. Tapped down by Austin Cox. Now they go to work. It'll be high contact. Couldn't see who the umpire was pointing to. It will be a Seattle free kick.
So very important free kick here with 7 minutes left, 8 minutes left. This is an opportunity for them to get basically a tie, what we talked about earlier. It's going to be very interesting how they play the next 7 minutes and get a chance for them to tie the game.
So Tyrell Daltz kicks it off to the left. Will the wind bring it back? It's touched on the line, and it'll go through for a behind. So Seattle unable to take advantage on that. It's 2-2-14 the Grizzlies. The Dockers in front 3-1-19 on the Watch AFL scoreboard. 5-point game. Dockers up the near side. Seattle surrounded by Grizzlies, and a good grab by Josh DeGrande. DeGrande back inside the Dockers 50. This one has a lot of weight to it. Little handball out. Tried to get a quick little kick on it. Seattle thinks they got the goal. They do. And Seattle hit the front.
This is a very important goal for Seattle right now. Now they have a 1 point advantage.
Yeah, you're right.
A 1 point advantage they have to keep. Let's see how they play this next 6-7 minutes.
So it should be about 6.5 left in this quarter, this term, excuse me. Seattle now back in front. It's 3-2-20, the Grizzlies. 3-1-19, the Dockers. Back up into the middle. Umpire throws it up. Tapped down by Mulvey.
DeGrande take possession out of the loop. The ball moves towards Dockers. Good interceptions by Colby. Kicking off. There is no Baltimore Dockers in the Seattle half. Seattle moves the ball forward. No mark. Here's another opportunity for Seattle if they take control of the ball. Big scrum.
This one shouldn't be 15. It's just punched at by Seattle. Handball on the edge of 50. Dockers eventually able to crumb it. Little handball over the top of the head of Conrick. Now the Dockers are able to move it forward. It's carrying towards the line, just lands inside the field of play, and it'll be a throw-in.
Exciting games here on Field 2. Seattle Grizzly versus Baltimore Dockers. Seattle up by 1.
Incredibly close game to decide who moves on to the grand final later this afternoon. Spinning away from the tackle is McGaw.
Max
running out of room and unable to keep it in, and
they're gonna call it a fall. Out on the fall. Kick Baltimore Dockers.
Can't get it away from this wing.
No, that was a
by
bad
the umpire
kick. And they're gonna replace the foul. And they're gonna take the kick again, a little bit further up the ground. He's got to be careful again with the wind. That ball sits in the air, and you get a 50-50 context.
Said they're gonna look into the middle. Had the option on short. Now delivering to the wing again, John O'Connor. This one should be 50, and the umpire pays it.
That's a mistake. That is really unnecessary at this point. Even if it was a mark or no mark, there was no reason to do this. That I really hope it doesn't cost them, but this is a helping advancing Baltimore towards the Seattle 50s here.
Plenty of mistakes with foul play from the Seattle Grizzlies in this game. It didn't burn them too much, but this one could, as now it's in the Dockers attacking 50.
Max Rennie
Seattle
again, get the ball out of the way. Any way can. No mark. Fantastic attack.
Good job to keep it in. O'Connor with a little short kick to the edge of 50.
That's a dangerous kick in the middle again.
Michael Horney.
Right now, Seattle is doing everything they can to keep possession. Good kick in front. This is actually a very good kick for Seattle. They're moving the ball up, closing some times. How much time we have left, Adam?
3 minutes left in this. Just a 1-point ball game. Seattle in front. 20-19 the score. Tapped down by Mulvey. Seattle takes away Ryan Brubaker.
Oh, very important possession here. Kick in front.
Slam
has the
50.
legs.
It might. It bounces through.
All the way. Let's see.
It's a goal.
Oh, Seattle might just have won it here with this kick from pretty much midfield. This was a kick in the dark. Tried to get the ball up front, and he got it. I think it's number 32. Carmagot, that's it.
Able to make it all the way through untouched. And Seattle has some insurance in the late stages of this matchup. It's 4-2-26 the Grizzlies, 3-1-19 the Dockers on the Watch AFL scoreboard. Seattle 7 points the margin and 2 minutes away from the Division II Grand Final later this afternoon.
Mulvey wins the tap again from the center. Let's see what they can do for the next 2 minutes. Good tackle. Let's see. Answer ball. That's for Seattle again. More insurance.
Interesting to see. It looks like they are going to wait a little bit. I don't think it's quite time for eat the clock up yet, but here comes the delivery inside 50 to a contested pack. It spills out closer to little space on the wing for the Dockers. Jake Boyer, handball over to the wing, straight to David Bridges of Seattle. Here he is with the ball.
Good
little
play.
drop punt to the edge of 50. Takes a bounce, tapped that by the Dockers. Looking for space, has a handball behind. Kick to the wing, and it'll be out on the full. That crosswind. Have to be really light on these kicks, very close to the boundary. And now Seattle really can just kill the clock with a minute left.
Max Rennie with the ball. He's going to go long. He's going to go all the way to the square.
They're calling it to go to the square. Max Rennie doesn't make it to the square, to the edge of 50. Seattle's able to win possession. Here's a kick. It's bending.
Oh!
Makes a very lucky bounce. A Seattle bounce. It's through for a goal. And Seattle's moving on to the grand final.
And Seattle is going to have to take care of Carl McGaw here with 2 last-minute goals. Really take over the game. Fantastic effort from Carl McGaw here.
What a kick on a very sharp angle. Played it to the left post. And it curved almost into the behind post, but the bounce favored Seattle. 3-2-32, the Grizzlies. 3-1-19, the Dockers. Sirens should go any second. A good effort from Seattle, and the Grizzlies are on to the grand final.
Yeah, it was a little bit tight. I think they had a lot of penalties, a lot of kicks against them, but they managed over the last 5 minutes. Really, Carl McGaw, outstanding effort, and really won the game for Seattle here. Seattle is going to go through to the grand final, so congratulations to Seattle. Great game by Baltimore. They had the upper end for a little bit here, but the win, athleticism, Max Rainey, and Carl McGaw really took over, and really great performance by Seattle.
So the Grizzlies are through. They will face the winner of the game between the Sacramento Suns and the DC Eagles. That'll do it for this game here on Field 2. Coming up next on this field will be the Women's Division I matchup. It's Seattle versus Minnesota. The Grizzlies against the Freeze coming up in about 15 minutes here on Field 2. This is the USAFL 2023 National Championships. Oh, that's fun. Seattle Grizzlies don't have their thing. Yeah.